Everyone gets this wrong about sleep, then they end up looking sick and unattractive and blame it on genetics. You know that feeling when you sleep for 8, 9 or maybe even 10 hours and still wake up with barely any more energy than you had right before going to bed? Your body seems slow and heavy. You don't feel like going back to sleep, but you don't feel like getting up. You look tired and puffy even though sleep is supposed to make you look and feel refreshed. At the same time, there are people sleeping for 6 hours, feeling and looking great. The difference doesn't come from time spent in bed, genetics, or taking some weird pills. Here's the thing most people aren't aware of or don't understand. When it comes to sleep, each hour spent in bed doesn't have the same impact. And there's a specific part of the night where almost all regeneration happens. And it's actually the phase of the sleep that takes place in the first 2 to 4 hours called deep sleep. And it's in that phase when your body lowers cortisol, repairs tissues, regulates balance of electrolytes. That's also when the release of growth hormone is the highest. So without deep sleep, you'll experience water retention in your face, your eyes will look tired, skin will look dead, and you'll look unhealthy. You can always very easily tell that someone haven't had the best night's sleep just by a quick glance at their face. It's not a good look. So deep sleep changes everything. So just get more of it, right? Easy, yeah. Here's the problem. Most people do at least a few things every day before bed that impair deep sleep without even knowing. Usually people think that as long as they can sleep for 7 to 9 hours, then that's all that matters and they're getting all the benefits of sleep, but that couldn't be further from the truth. If you ruin the deep sleep phase, you can't compensate for that with more hours spent in bed. Doing more of the thing that doesn't work won't magically start yielding any results. So we need to improve the quality of sleep instead of quantity. Deep sleep only happens when your body gets a very clear signal that it's safe to fully shut down. Low stress, low stimulation, low body temperature, and a strong signal that it's nighttime. But unfortunately, most people send their body the exact opposite signal right before bed. So you don't want to be most people. And the good news is that it's not that hard. If you stop doing these 5 things, you'll stop sabotaging your recovery. 1. Light exposure at night. Bright light, especially from screens, suppresses melatonin production and tells your brain it's still daytime. You will still fall asleep if you're tired enough, but it will make it significantly harder to enter deep sleep. And there's another thing that you're probably doing right before bed. Eating too close to bedtime. Late meals raise body temperature and insulin, keeping your body in the so-called active mode instead of recovery mode. Your body naturally cools down when it's preparing for sleep, and you're impairing that process by eating close to bedtime. If you absolutely must eat something before bed, eat some carbohydrates to give some fuel for your brain, which is still very active during sleep. Make sure you avoid eating fats before bed because they take a long time to digest. What doesn't take a long time but has a big negative impact on you is mental stimulation and stress before bed. Scrolling, overthinking, or watching rage-bait content keeps cortisol elevated and prevents the nervous system from fully powering down. Practicing mindfulness is something everyone should do. It brings numerous benefits, and lower cortisol, so by extension better sleep quality, is one of them. Now, it's not ideal to drink anything before bed because you don't want to interrupt your sleep to go to the bathroom, but it's 100 times worse when instead of water you drink alcohol. Alcohol can make you fall asleep faster, but it fragments deep sleep and dramatically reduces real overnight recovery. You would expect your body to be stressed and work hard to get rid of poison if it enters your body, and alcohol is exactly that, a poison. So get a grip and pick one: your health or drinking. You should also pick a fixed bedtime because irregular sleep schedule is a big issue. Going to bed at different times confuses your circadian rhythm, which directly lowers the amount of deep sleep you get. And as I said in the point about light exposure, you need high melatonin levels to enter deep sleep phases. If you go to sleep at random, your melatonin levels will be random too. And because of that, your sleep and then your health and then your looks will suffer. These 5 things are simple but not easy. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get all of them correctly instantly. Building good habits doesn't happen overnight. You can't just decide that from now on you're gonna have perfect sleep. Keep setting goals and keep trying. Once you start noticing results, which doesn't take long, you'll have infinite motivation to stick to the proper habits. So if you look tired despite sleeping enough, it's not your genetics. It's a deep sleep that you're not getting enough of. When you understand this, it becomes obvious why sleeping longer doesn't always help. If you're tired of not getting meaningful results from natural looksmaxing, this video on screen is for you. Check the links below if you want to finally fix your health and looks without going in circles. Like, subscribe, bye.